Alright, welcome to another episode of Walk and Talk. I'm with a repeat guest to the Walk and Talk, Mr. Darren McStay. And today he is also with, well, he's brought a friend, Darren.
Hey, Namoi.
Where the heck are we?
We're in Leppävaara, and it's a beautiful sunny day.
Well, you're leaving out one important part. I mean, it's a beautiful sunny day, but what is the temperature?
I believe it's minus 22, feels like minus 29.
Alright, so Darren, last time we spoke, we talked a little bit about your voice coach
That's right.
business.
Yeah, very different weather then, eh?
It was
Just
slightly
sunny.
different weather. But in true entrepreneurial fashion, you know, we all have more than one project, we have more than one endeavor. It's important to have a wide range
And
of...
only one life.
Barely. So tell me what are you doing right now in terms of entrepreneurial activities?
Well, like, you know, as you spoke to me last time, as a voice coach, I only got the experience of becoming that by using my voice and by doing things with it. One, from the acting, and two, from singing and being in bands and music. And the latest thing that I'm onto now is well, I've always been a musician, but now is the time to get together a new band. I know it's the worst time to get to play anything live, but I was doing actually a TV series recently where I had to play this hitman. And I met Jaakko on set, and then I just found out he's a guitarist, and I wanted to start a band, and I said, hey, do you fancy forming a band? And he said, yeah, all right. So I had some songs that I'd already been recording, like 5 songs, which like just got mastered and got back yesterday, and so they're good to go. And I showed them to him, and he said he liked them, so we're going to start with those, and we're going to start writing songs together. We've already kind of started that. And so Graffiti Sunset has been born. I've been in bands since I was a kid, since I was like 13, 14. And I assume you've done a similar thing for a long time. I always wanted to take bands into the next level, but no one was up for it because everyone's too scared of kind of setting foot into the music industry because it seems too daunting. But other people can do it, and people are doing it now without record companies. So I'm using the business knowledge I've acquired from my own voice coaching company, from acting, from everything else, and putting that also, implementing that into some ideas, which will, when we get a full band together, eventually share and talk about and see how we can drive it forward to make it something that sustains a living.
How would you describe the music industry in 2021? Because it's not like how we grew up in the 80s and 90s. You make a band, you get a record deal, you make records, and people buy records. How does it work in 2021?
Well, the thing is, people aren't buying music anymore necessarily because they can get it for free and everyone's got a subscription basis. People aren't buying music, but they are still into lifestyle, they're still into fashion, they're still into like live events, especially once live events go out again, they're going to be very popular, at least for a short time. People who are doing things that other people find cool get money from other people. We're going to just make great music, great videos, and if we can't play live, we'll just do live streaming, and we'll do things that hopefully strike a chord with audiences around the world and touch on subjects that are dear to our hearts, and that way we're giving value, and value is what's key.
Well, let me ask Jaakko, so do you see building a successful band as similar to building a successful business, the way Darren says? What do you think? How do you see it?
I believe so. I mean, if there's no money, there's no business, no band. I mean, band needs money to survive, and it is a small business.
So I'm feeling very much like a wimp right now because these two are playing basketball quite happily and I am seriously suffering.
I can't feel my knees, I can't feel my fingers, I can't feel my nose. They're gone, they're already dead. Dead parts of me.
How welcoming are people to new music they've never heard of?
It's funny, that's an interesting question. I think there's two ways of seeing that. People are fed up with others shoving new music in their face, because essentially a lot of bands and artists are trying to get, noticed, and they're trying to get people to watch them. And because now everyone has the control in their power, it's a bit oversaturated. So in some respects, people are like, oh, just give me what's already tried and tested, or what the radio play. I'll have that because it's so much.
Yeah.
And then that kind of filters out what they're willing to listen to. But then on the other hand, people are kind of like they're calling out for new music that has some balls, because actually, no pun intended.
Music with balls. There's the album cover. Oh! What are your musical influences? What does Graffiti Sunset sound like?
Say that again.
What does Graffiti Sunset sound like? Who are your musical influences?
Influences are different to how we sound. We're calling this band a punk band, and it's not traditional punk, It's not necessarily even pop skater punk. It's got its own flavour.
Okay.
And that's for me. And I've come across some people who think that you've got to have a mohawk, you've got to be doing this sort of music to be punk. But to me, that's the most least punk thing that could be said. It's about freedom of expression and stopping people from putting their foot down on you, saying, no, you can't do it. That's why we're doing it, because we can and everyone can.
Saying that you have to have something is the least punk thing there is. You don't have to have anything.
Yeah.
It's like Post Malone. I think he's quite punk, but everyone's like, no, he's not. He's doing rap music. I'm like, so what? He's doing rap music. He's still a punk. He's expressing himself in the way that makes him feel, like that's like a finger to those who said he couldn't.
Yeah, it's more of an attitude, actually. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you think punk is alive in 2021?
I think it's needed now more than ever.
Yeah.
True. I think we're on the cusp of people really, like a big backlash from people in society who have just had enough of being told what to do, and especially with the laws in the last couple of years, with the pandemic in 2020 and all the laws that have been created out of that, and all the kind of pressure people are feeling about being away from their communities, not being able to communicate as well or as freely as they could before. People aren't expressing themselves, and this is why for me it's like a breakout, like I'm going to do it because this is what I need to do. And I really hope that can help influence and motivate other people to just do, be themselves and escape their daily mundane lives and like express themselves and go for it. That's what it's about for me.
Awesome.